What's down with the YouTube? Today we're reacting to what superpowers would actually feel like by the Wealth Explainer. Let's leave a like. Me and my friends from school recently had a conversation where we were talking about, what superpower would be the most favorable. And honestly, I said going invisible. Now, immediately after saying that, they told me that, if you went invisible, the only way that you'll be like completely invisible, like you're imagining it, is if you were completely naked. And I was like, that almost renders being invisible useless. And then, even further than that, they explain, or they ask, what situation would you actually use being invisible in? And I had the most dorky answer ever. I was like, I would probably go invisible so I could steal the test and then we could all make A's on the exam. I know, super dorky reason to go invisible. But yeah, in a real world, like practical use, there's really no like advantages to going invisible, bro. Unless you're like a top spy or a weirdo. And I mean, I guess I am a weirdo, so maybe there would be some situations I could find it useful in. But 9 times out of 10, probably not. But anyway, beyond my invisibility yap, let's get into the video.
Your back smashes against the concrete. Someone just threw you through a building. You try to push yourself up and your arms give out. Twice. Your vision is blurry. Through the dust and the gap in the wall where you just came through, you can see a figure walking toward you, slow, like they've already won. But first, let's see how you got yourself in this mess. Your alarm goes off at 6:45 a.m., same as every day. The apartment is cold. Your feet hit the floor and you stand there for a second, staring at the wall, not thinking about anything in particular. Kitchen, coffee maker, bread in the toaster. You lean against the counter while the pot fills and scroll through your phone. Nothing interesting. Nothing ever is. You work at a warehouse, 12-hour shifts, boxes in, boxes out. You've been there 3 years. It's fine. It pays rent. Your manager's name is Tony, and he calls everyone boss regardless of whether he likes them or not. It's a normal morning, except you reach for the coffee mug to put it in the sink and the handle snaps off in your hand. Clean break. You stare at it. Look at your hand, not a scratch. Weird. Must be a cheap mug. You toss the pieces in the trash and head out. The drive is 20 minutes. Same route, same potholes as usual.
Whoa, but nah, that doesn't make sense. Because hypothetically, if you were to have super strength, then literally anything you did that you would use a certain amount of strength for would be off. It wouldn't just be the handle that would come off. I don't know, maybe he has a different superpower than the one I'm thinking of. But like, even when he went through the door, if you had super strength, you're gonna rip the door off the hinges, realistically. But that is a drawback that me and my friends discussed as well. Because we were saying like, oh, if you have super strength, you'll never be able to do anything normal. But it would kind of just be like how it is now. Like, you don't use your full strength when you open the door. You don't use your full strength whenever you, lift up a box. Whatever it is that you're doing, you would just adjust to it over time.
You clock in, grab a cart, and start moving boxes from the loading dock to the shelves. Same as yesterday. Same as the day before that. But something's off. The boxes feel light. Not a little light. Light like they're empty. You check one. 40 pounds of printer paper. You're holding it with one hand like it's a shoebox. You set it down and pick up another. Same thing. 60 pounds of cleaning supplies. But you feel nothing. Nobody's watching. You grab 2 boxes at once, then 3. Stack them on the cart and wheel it to the shelf in half the time it normally takes. Tony walks past. Moving fast today, boss. You nod and say nothing. After your shift, you don't go home. You drive to an empty lot. A chunk of concrete the size of a basketball. You pick it up, squeeze, It crumbles to powder in your hand. The dumpster against the back wall, 800 pounds of rusted metal and whatever's rotting inside. You grab the edge and lift. The whole thing comes off the ground. You're holding it overhead.
I wouldn't want to.
You set it down,
over my
breathing
head.
normal. Heart rate is normal. You're not even sweating. 3 steps back and you jump. You clear the dumpster, not by a little, 20 feet of air, and you land on the other side so hard you leave cracks in the asphalt. Something happened to you. You don't know what. You don't know why. But your body is not the same body you went to sleep with last night. And the only thought in your head is, what else can I do? Over the next few days, you find out. Speed, not just Olympic fast. Fast enough that the trees blur and the wind cuts your eyes. You cover 3 miles in what feels like 30 seconds. And
hey, look. So this might not be a popular take, but this is just my opinion. Bro, if I got superpowers, I would be so mad. Because personally, I don't want to fight crime at all. Like, if I had superpowers, I would literally hide them the best I could and live as a normal person. And, like, I know that's a weird thing to say because people dream of having superpowers or having super strength, super speed. But I just don't feel like having that responsibility is as fun as people make it out to be.
Barely notice. Your durability. You drop a cinder block on your foot from waist height. Nothing. Not even a bruise. You try a higher drop. Same thing. Your senses sharpen. The couple arguing 2 apartments over, you hear every word. License plates 4 blocks away. You read them without squinting. Now the big test. You go to the top of your apartment building. You jump off. However, it doesn't go as planned. You land on the ground. You're not hurt, but you can't fly. Okay, good to know. You know what else is good to know? No energy, no heat, no webs. You try pointing at a wall and concentrating, and nothing happens, and you feel like an idiot standing alone in a parking lot with your arms out. You don't tell anyone. Who would you tell? And what would you say?
See, that's another aspect of it. You literally, I mean, I guess if you told somebody you had superpowers, like, and you showed them, obviously they would believe you. But then now you gotta hide your identity from the world. Realistically, you can never get praise for anything. Because then if you try to accept any type of, what's the word for it? Compensation for anything you did, it's going to be somebody tracking where all this money went and who used it. Like, I ain't gonna lie, being a superhero does not sound that fun. I don't know if I'm tripping, but it just doesn't. Then I got to fight for a living for no money. No, absolutely not. It's like this the UFC or something.
Thing sits in the back of your head at night, though. It's small and easy to ignore. You didn't ask for this, and nothing about it came with instructions. The first time happens by accident. Walking home from the corner store, tires screeching 2 blocks away, and then a crunch. Then, nothing. You run, full speed. You're there in seconds. A sedan ran a red light and T-boned an SUV. The SUV is on its side. Smoke from under the hood. A woman inside, pinned and screaming. 2 people on the sidewalk with their phones out. They're filming. You walk to the SUV, grab the frame, flip it back onto its wheels. Then the woman stares at you through the shattered window. You rip the door off its hinges and pull her out. She's shaking. She grabs your arm and says thank you. You leave before anyone asks your name. The next week, it becomes a thing. You stop a mugging behind the laundromat. You pull a kid off the train tracks. You catch a dog that bolted into traffic. You stop a gas station robbery. You step between 2 guys outside a bar at 2 a.m. and don't move when the first punch lands on your jaw. The guy breaks 2 knuckles on your face. You don't
like
feel
some
anything.
Lowkey stuff.
He looks at his hand, looks at you, and runs. Something loosens in your chest after each one. A tightness you didn't know you were carrying. The woman at the car. the kid on the tracks. Each one unwinds something. Like this is what the strength is for. Like the universe handed you something and this is the answer to why. You start going out at night, listening for trouble, finding it, and handling it. You don't have a costume. You just wear a hoodie and a baseball cap. You're not a superhero. You're just a guy who can do things and chooses to. The local news picks it up. Not you specifically, but the pattern.
That would be so dumb not to wear like a mask or anything though. That's low-key what I've been thinking this whole time. Like he just did this with his regular face. Now like everybody you know, not just yourself, is in danger. Cause obviously it's gonna be some type of supervillain like we saw at the what is it called? The preview of the video. Now they're gonna try and come for your mama, your siblings, everybody. Just cause you didn't want to put a mask on.
Mysterious Good Samaritan stops armed robbery. Witnesses describe man with impossible strength at crash site. You see yourself on a grainy phone camera on the 11 o'clock news. Your hoodie's on with your ball cap. Your face is mostly hidden. They're calling you the Guardian. You hate it, but you keep going out. Then something changes. You're walking home from a late shift when you feel it. Pressure in the air, like the drop before a thunderstorm, except the sky is clear. You stop. 2 blocks ahead, a streetlight explodes. Glass is raining down on the empty sidewalk. Then the next one, then the next. They all explode. A line of dead streetlights. You follow the streetlights down to a warehouse. The door has been ripped off its hinges. Inside, the air is wrong. It's heavy and warm. A man is standing in the center of the floor. Average height, average build, but his hands are glowing. He's looking right at you, like he was waiting. Took you long enough. His voice is calm, almost bored. You don't move. I've been watching, he says. The car, the mugging, the kid on the tracks. Very noble, very small. The glow around his hands brightens. A metal pipe on the floor starts to lift up. You don't even know what you are, do you? The pipe is pointing at you now. Let me show you. It fires. You move faster than you've ever moved.
That's the only way you could like show me you can't just like go into like a Jujutsu Kaisen level explanation of what I am. Like you gotta beat me up. Like I just feel like it's better ways. We don't have to, talk with our hands. We can talk with our words. We can be peaceful.
The pipe grazes your shoulder, tears through your hoodie, and doesn't break your skin. But the force knocks you sideways into a concrete pillar. You throw a steel drum at him. The drum stops mid-air, 3 feet from his face, and just hangs there. Then it drops. He smiles. Then he throws it back at you. You jump out of the way, but when you look up, he's gone. You don't know his name. You don't know where he came from or how he got what he has. But he's not like you. Your power is your body. Strength, speed, durability. His is everything else. He moves things with his mind, and he's not interested in saving anyone. Over the next 48 hours, it gets bad. A section of an overpass collapses during rush hour. You save 7 people from crushed cars. The news says it was a structural failure. You know better. You saw the support beams. They had been bent. He chooses the place, an intersection downtown. It's the middle of the day, and the crowd is huge. You hear it from 3 blocks away. Cars lifting off the ground, people running. By the time you get there, he's standing in the center of the intersection. Cars floating around him in a slow orbit. A city bus on its side. A streetlight ripped from the ground, hovering above him like a javelin. There you are, he says. The streetlight comes at you first. You catch it. The impact drives you back 20 feet, shoes tearing trenches in the asphalt. You throw it aside and charge. You keep saving them, he says, one at a time, and it will never be enough. You know that, right? You move. Your arms come free, and you drive your fist forward and land a huge one on his jaw. He goes backward, through the car, through the brick wall on the other side. 3 seconds of silence. Then he comes through the rubble, standing. He raises both hands. Everything metal within 100 yards rips free.
Bro really
Car
fighting
doors,
Magneto.
street signs, fencing, it all lifts, spins. A tornado of jagged edges with you in the center. 100 pieces of metal slam into you at once. They don't cut, your skin holds, but the force sends you off your feet, through the air, through a wall. Your back hits concrete and the air leaves your body. Through the gap in the wall, he's walking toward you. He stops 10 feet away. The glow around his hands is weaker now, flickering. His eyes are almost entirely red. Stay down, he says. His hands come up as he attempts to hold you in your place. He's burning out. You can feel it. The pressure is nothing. You grab his wrist. He screams and tries to pull free. You don't let go. Stop, you say. He doesn't. You push him to the ground and hold him there. He's fighting, but he's just a man now. The glow is gone. The air
I feel like that was
is
a little
still.
too easy.
The cops take him. You don't stay. By the time the first cruiser rounds the corner, you're 3 blocks away. Hoodie destroyed, cap lost somewhere in the fight. Your hands are shaking, not from the damage. Your body is already putting itself back together. Your bruises are fading. Ache is draining out of your muscles like water. By morning, there won't be a mark on you. You walk home. It takes an hour. You could run it in seconds, but you walk. Your apartment is exactly how you left it. Dishes in the sink, TV remote on the couch, coffee maker still has grounds in it. You close the door and lock it, and you stand in the hallway. Silence. Not the kind from the absence of noise, the kind from the absence of people. You turn on the TV. They're covering it. Aerial footage of the intersection, the overturned bus, the craters in the asphalt. One anchor mentions the Guardian. Your phone buzzes. Tony. Hey boss, heard there was some kind of thing downtown. You good? You type, yeah, all good, and you hit send. In the bathroom,
How
you
does
stare
nobody
in the
know
mirror.
who he is?
No cuts.
Bro, like he's not wearing a mask. Is this really like a Arrow type Superman type stuff? Like where he just put on some glasses and nobody recognizes him? Like this is literally ridiculous. Like, and that's something I always wondered about in Arrow too. Like, how does nobody know who Arrow is just because he got a hoodie on, bro? Like, I guess it'd just be a little dark out there, so nobody knows.
No bruises, not a mark. Same face as this morning. Same face as before any of this. You microwave something, then eat it standing at the counter, looking at the wall. The woman from the SUV went home to her husband and her kids. The people from all the accidents went home to someone who is worried about them. You go to bed, same as every night, same as before the strength, before the speed, before any of it. But the silence is louder now. You never asked to be a hero, and now you don't have a choice.
See what I'm saying? Is Lowkey trash, bro. That's why I say I would never want to be a hero. Because now, once you start, you can't stop. Now, if you stop, everybody going to mess around and hate you. And I bet if they hate you, they're going to mess around and figure out who you are. Then, they're going to be showing up to your apartment. They're going to be showing up to your mama crib, all type of stuff, bro. And your life is downhill. And you can't work nowhere either. How you apply for a job if you're a superhero? Can't go work at Walmart after you just was, beating up villains and destroying the city. Can't do that. Anyway, if y'all enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Comment, do you think being a superhero would be cool or not? And thank you for tuning in today. See y'all next time.